to film a apartment haul, so I figured I'd film me getting ready since I've kind of playing around with lighting, trying to figure out exactly how lighting needs to go. And I think this lighting shows about everything. And anyhow, so today I am going to try couple of new things. I have a new brush. I have a new primer to try. Just gonna flat out go with our Real Technique sponge. The apartment, I was supposed to call today and find out my move out date, because it's only a couple days before the 1st, and that's when they were supposed to move out, is on the 1st, and he would give me a move out date. So he hasn't even talked to them to find out if they're actually leaving on the 1st or not. So I don't know. So I'm using the Hard Candy, what is it? Sheer Envy. Stick It to Pores, mattifying pore primer. So I guess you just put it where you have big pores. I don't know. The only primer I've actually ever used is just my primer water, my Smashbox Photo Primer Water. So let's see here how it goes. Just put it right down here too. Just cuss. If I'm using it wrong, then you makeup people down below can tell me that I'm using it wrong, because I just go with it. So I'm nervous. I'm like, I really thought I was going to be moving out around the 1st, but at this point I have no idea. I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus in soft beige. So I just really hope that all is going to go well and I can still move out semi-soon. It makes me nervous. I've been hunting for a place for such a long time, and I thought I had this place, and now I'm getting like really nervous that I'm like, it's not gonna work out for some reason. And I hope it does, because I'm ready. I mean, I've half packed everything anyway. I have a couple of knickknacks still out, but I've like, most of my clothes are packed. You know, I've gotten last minute things for the apartment. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, and I just have a feeling that he's not, and I don't know when exactly this is gonna work or anything, and it's really just got me even more stressed. So I'm like full on breaking out everywhere, and I'm just so ready to be done with all this. Like, I even have something in the works that if I don't move out by the end of March, I'm afraid is not going to work. Like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, and I will be utterly heartbroken if I can't do it. Which I think I'll still do it anyway, even though I'm not ready to do it, just because I just don't know about, I don't know. I'm stressed. So we're gonna go ahead and add a little of the, I'm just utterly stressed out, y'all. Stressed out. I just want something to work out the way I want it to for once in my life. You know, things just seem to not be working for me ever. And I've been uber stressed out at work here lately, like uber stressed out. Like, things at work are just, when you work this long, that it's just, everything gets to you. The normal things that normally get to you are like 1,000 times worse. And the things that normally don't get to you, you can brush them off. You can't brush them off anymore. You're like full on can't brush them off. It's like impossible to brush off certain things anymore when you work so many hours. I worked so hard to get this apartment, and I feel like I'm just gonna utterly lose it if I don't get it. Which I know it's stupid. There'll be other apartments out there. It's just I feel like I've come to the end of my rope with things not working out, you know? Just into my rope. And I'm so sick and tired of things never happening. Never happening, never happening, never happening. Anyway, wine, 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 wine. That's about how I feel right now. Big old fat whiner. There's a lot of other things that are getting to me right now too. Things that I've always wanted in my life that I feel like if they haven't happened by this point, they ain't gonna happen. Which I know is probably stupid thinking. Just kind of like, I'm trying to leave a lot of this stuff up to God. And you know, if you let yourself get overstressed about things, I feel like it's a lack of faith that you need to just let it go to God. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, but sometimes it just, things just get to you and you overstress when you know you shouldn't. And it takes a whole lot of extra praying and a lot of extra Bible study just to get rid of it. And right now, I'm having quite the hard time with that, with a couple of things. So, yeah. Like you know, I'm on, like I just last night worked my 10th night in a row. I work 8-hour shifts. And we usually work 4 nights on, 2 nights off, right? But, here lately, that's not been the case. I've been working 8-hour shifts and not taking days off and in the mixing in 16-hour shifts that it just seems to be breaking me. And it's just, I can't seem to get away from it. Cannot seem to be get away with it, or get away from it. And it's stressing me out. Stressing me out like to no end. One of these days, I will do what I'm supposed to do. Anywho, I'm just going crazy. I'm not even telling you what I'm using. So I use the Wet n Wild Makeup Stick Concealer in Nude for Thought 808. Then I use the Becca Concealer in Light. L'Oreal Magic Lumi Highlighter concealer thing in 860 Fair Clair. And I use it as like when I want a nice bright, like more of a highlighty concealer to the side and a little bit underneath of where I'm going to contour, and more like light reflecting on areas that seem to want to be too dark. You know, probably not using it at all like I'm supposed to. You know, but whatevs, man, whatevs. We all use things the way we want to use it. Yeah, so I'm super tired. Super tired. So now I'm going to use, for the very first time ever, the Kat Von D Translucent Under Eye Setting Powder. I've never used an under eye setting powder. I always just use the Ulta setting powder, and I'll use it just underneath my eyes. But so we're gonna try this today. We're gonna try using that today because I've never used it before, and I heard that it was great. So I got it from Sephora in one of those, like, you have so many points, you get whatever samples. So we're just gonna we're gonna do a little baking here, because every once in a while I bake when I feel like it. And I feel like I should bake today. Just bake a little bit. I hope this is truly translucent, because I don't want this much light everywhere, because we're just about to find out. Yeah. So, yeah, so we'll just brush that off now. This is just a dual fiber blending stippling brush that I use as a blending brush. It's just from CVS. I saw one of the YouTubers that I like using it, and she really loved it. She uses it all the time, so I was like, might as well try it, right? Might as well try. This is Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer. What is it called? 739 Ticket to Brazil. It looks like that. I have a couple different shades of this bronzer just because I loves it. And we're gonna use the Sephora brush today. This is the Pro Featherweight Fan Brush. We're gonna try it today for bronzing. We're not gonna contour. We're just kind of like bronze it up in the right places, you know? Just bronze it up in the right places. We're not trying to bronze. We're just trying to not look so pasty, you know? Just a little less pasty. So I don't look horribly terribly in every single video you all ever watch of me. Just do a little, maybe try to not be so super white down here, you know? But whatever. Yeah. Just a little contour with, I use the e.l.f. brush. I don't know what it did, it's 104. And the Maybelline Master Contour Palette, the face contouring kit. In, I don't know what shade this is. This is the lighter one. And we contour with one that says contour. This is like the perfect contour shade for me. Even when I'm like super tan, I can contour with this just fine. It's not too pinky or orangey or reddy or anything like that. It's pretty. It's pretty. We'll take our blending brush and blend that in just because I feel like it. So I have everything I need for my apartment except for my apartment. So yeah, I have been feeling utterly, horribly terrible lately. I work myself to utter death anymore. Just trying to make sure everything is going right, and I'm telling you, it's not. I've been doing so much lately trying to make sure everything works. Everything goes the way it's supposed to, and it is not. So the only thing really left I can do is sit and pray that it works out right, and I just need to just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Unique Moonstruck Minerals Pressed Powder in Sweet. This is the lightest one they had. The rest of them are like super uber dark. So you really have to be light-handed on this. And even with a wash brush, it is still very staining. So, like, you have to be uber light-handed with it, or it could get really bad really quick. I mean, there's one time that I was like, okay, it's alright, maybe just a little more, just a wee bit more, and then it's like, BAM! blush. For highlighter, by the way, Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. This is the cream one in Opal. I also have two of the powdered ones. One is Opal and one is something else. I don't remember, but Opal and the cream is my favorite. It is my favorite, and I don't know how well this lighting is going to make it show up. Can you see? Can you see it all? Now in this one, it's a like, bam, highlights, girls, but I don't know. I guess on camera you can see it. This is what happens when you try to be a YouTuber on your iPhone, because there's really not really a good way to be a good YouTuber using your iPhone. But we ain't making the big bucks on YouTube right now. We are trying to just have fun on YouTube. And if I find some way of having good lighting to where you can see my really nice highlight one day, then I will. Because mama ain't got money for no MacBook Pro and expensive cameras, and you can kind of see it. So for eyeshadow palettes, we are going to use my favorite beauty guru, or whatever you want to call them, beauty vlogger, Shan XO. This is the original BH Cosmetic palette she did, with the 9 shades in the front and the 9 lipsticks in the back. So yeah, I've had it. It has been well loved. I pretty much always go for this one, and I will add in other things. So this is the Tarte's Pro palette. I use this mainly for that shade right there. Just a little, what they call transitioner shade. And we're gonna go in with the e.l.f. blending brush and just kind of get it in there, you know, just get it in there. We ain't trying to be professional here, because we ain't professionals. We're just trying to look pretty and not look uber terrible, which I'm totally messing this eye up, but whatevs, man, whatevs. We are then going to add this color right here. Look at that. We're gonna try to do a little halo effect here. We're not trying to be uber spectacular here for any reason. So we're gonna go in with this shimmery right here, and we're gonna put that right in the middle. Right in the middle. Get that shimmer going on both sides. Maybe we'll add a little bit of this right. Can you see it here? Bonk, bonk, bonk. Just see if we can get a little more shimmer going. A little more different color of a shimmer. Good. Ow! Just pinched my finger in that mega palette. Okay. We're gonna try I got a sample of this. It's called the Lights Camera Lashes by Tarte. I like a lot of Tarte products. Becca Tarte and Wet n Wild seem to be my go-to stuff. I love. Oh, this stuff, they're expensive. So some of my stuff is. Why does it look okay? So first of all, I like the one that it's straight, but I don't like it so fluffy. I just feel like the little bristles aren't long enough to do anything with your lashes properly. And I'm thinking there's fibers in here, and I don't like fibers. Come on now. I may not like this. Personal preference, not that it's a terrible mascara. I don't like, oh, there are definitely fibers in this. If I'm crazy, then I'm crazy, but I think there's fibers in here. I usually use an e.l.f. mascara. I'm totally out of breath, by the way. Mama needs to do her eyebrows too. My bad. And by the way, I don't like that Kat Von D setting powder at all. I mean, look how horribly dried and creasing that is. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, it's horrible. We crimped our eyelashes. Let's try it again, because this mascara seems to be super heavy and not wanting to hold up. The e.l.f. lengthening lashes one is what I normally do, and they kind of seem to curl on their own, and I give it a little extra crimp and they'll stay up a little more. But this seems to be like weighing down my lashes, making me look like I don't have any. We're going to use the Milani Mist and Set, the Make It Last. This is my favorite. And I use more than I'm supposed to, and I'm alright with that. I kind of just dab it into my skin. Dab it in. So there's no like droplets of anything anywhere, which this one tends to have a really good mist to it. So it doesn't do big droplets most of the time, but I still like to press it into the skin because it seems to wear, just work so much better that way. And then you get it in your hair, and your hair seems to stay down a little better. Anyhow, last but not least, we're going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color in Rosetto. I like the mauvey, nudie colors. They all just like, they look better on me, you know? I probably should invest in some lip liners, because your girl ain't the best at putting on liquid lipsticks. Plus my lips are crooked. I try to make them even and it doesn't work. But isn't that a pretty color? So that's it. I pretty much do simple makeup. I stick to it. I want to do some makeup tutorials once I actually learn how to do makeup a lot better. So, peace out, homies.